Welcome to the Pop-Up Job Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Okilwe, and I'm broadcasting from Nigeria. Now, for those who just tuned into this episode and do not know what the Pop-Ups Job Podcast is about, we are a platform that produces promotional videos of job seekers. We then promote these video profiles to employers locally and internationally to boost job seekers' chances of finding the right job. It is free to participate in our job seeker interviews. Our guest today is Babajide Job from Nigeria. Hello, Jide. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, Mr. Patrick. How are you doing today? Good to see
I'm
you.
great. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to participate in this interview. Let's just get right, started. Jide, can you tell, our viewers all across the world a little bit about yourself?
Okay, my name is Babajide Job. I am a graduate of the Lagos State University from the Department of Computer Science. My IT career started back in 2003, and my experience spans across major industries in Nigeria, ranging from the oil and gas, real estate, OEMs, to mention a few. I'm a Microsoft certified professional with competencies in administrating Windows Server, Microsoft Azure, Office 365, Kaspersky Antivirus, Sophos Firewall, Sophos Client Systems, to mention a few. At my leisure time, I like to play basketball, I like to beat the drums, and I like to meet people. Thank you.
Great start, Jide. Now, let me ask you, how did you first hear about the Pop-Ups Job Podcast?
Yeah, pop-up job is, to be honest, I first came across pop-up jobs on YouTube. I saw a kind of ads, it pointed me somewhere, one thing led to the other, and, here we are today. I'm lucky.
Fantastic. Let me ask you another question. So, what do you think about the Pop-Ups Job platform? What do you think about this platform?
Yeah, I think pop-up job is doing something out of the blues, because this is not what is obtainable out there. It's kind of different from what we are used to, what I've been used to anyway. I've attended so many interviews, and this looks kind of different, and I'm kind of impressed. It's a great innovation.
Great, fantastic. Let me just ask you straight away, what type of job or jobs are you looking for?
Okay, I've been a tech service since 2003, and I am much more, deep with IT support. I love to relate with humans, because they are the reasons why people like IT guys like us are in the industry. So I love service. I love to help people get jobs done. I love deadlines too. So I love IT support jobs. Yeah.
I must say, just going through your resume, very impressive CV. You've been around, you've done a lot of stuff, a lot of work, in the IT sector. Can you just, go into a little bit more detail and walk us through your work experience?
Okay, back in 2003, my first job was with Premier Technologies. Premier Technologies happens to be the outfit that manages Nigerian Dunlop tires, the entire infrastructure. So I happen to be privileged to be on the team that manages the infrastructure, the devices, the phones, the systems, the printers. So right from there, the interest became bigger, and I worked with a Microsoft certified gold partner, First Intelligence Solutions, back then in Magodo, and that was where the eye opener came in. I got to know that as an IT person, you need to be certified to be globally recognized, and from there, I've moved to Prime Cohol, which is a designs company, hardware designs company. I was the field technical support guy. I've worked with Lagos State for content management. I've also been with I've also been with Coca-Cola through Conto Global. Yeah, so I worked as the IT guy. I was managing 3 sites: Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Benin. From there, I moved to Falcon Corporations, which is an oil and gas industry. Yeah, I was there for about 4 years. Yeah, and I happen to be the administrator. I'm a utility guy. I do a lot of stuff. So from administrator, I moved to cybersecurity a bit, and then I found love in cybersecurity too. And from Falcon Corporation, I was managing two sites. Yeah, so one in Lekki here, and then the other at Ikorodu. So one day at the site at Ikorodu, then 4 days at the office in Lekki, and then from there I moved to John Cross as a product manager and cybersecurity consultant. So pretty much that has been my journey, and it's quite interesting.
Well, Jide, I must say your journey has been quite impressive and very daunting resume you have. Let's talk, a bit about your professional qualifications because I hear you mention, you doing a lot of certifications and things like that. Can you give us some detail about the professional certifications you have currently?
Oh wow, it's I don't want to blow my trumpet, but
You can go ahead and
I've written
blow. That's
I've
what
written
this is
quite a
all
lot of
about.
exams. Yeah, I actually started my very first certification on Windows 7. That was way back in 2010. Yeah, Windows 7. I moved to Windows Server. From Windows Server, I moved to Windows Infrastructure, and it's like it's a track. Yeah, so I have about four certifications on Microsoft platform. I have one with Kaspersky antivirus. I have with Sophos. I have with IBM, and then I did a training with the International Cybersecurity Institute in the UK, and then some other places too. Yeah.
Great, great, great. Let's talk about, let me ask you first off, what college did you attend?
Lagos State University.
Great, great. I don't know about you. My college days were a mix of learning, craziness, carefree. I didn't have to worry about paying any bills. It was a pretty much exciting period of my life. But I'm not talking, this show is not about me, it's about you. What was college life like for you at the Lagos State University?
Well, it's kind of a bittersweet experience
Yeah,
because
right.
the guy you are seeing right now, I never was like
Mm-hmm.
this in school. I used to be the introvert type of person. I used to weave my hair, so a lot of people labeled me as
Oh,
a bad guy.
oh,
So
oh, really?
yeah, then at some point, the school security guys, they began to trace me to watch my steps to see if I was a cultist, and over time they just had to come to a conclusion that this guy is just himself. So along the line, one of them walked up to me and like, hey man, do you know we've been actually watching you? And I said, excuse me, for what? He said, you look like one ruffian, but we've seen the kind
Mm.
of places you go. We see how you relate with people. We see the things you do, and I just feel it's just an unnecessary false alarm that we are having about you. But good, I think we like you, and I made a lot of friends in school too. I made a lot of friends, Yeah,
Yes, that's a bit of a lesson to everybody. Never judge a book by its cover.
quite cool.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
So, Jide, let's talk some more about some of the lighter stuff. I hear you mention the MBA. So maybe it's a very good time to talk about your hobbies. I hear the MBA. So let me just maybe ask you a bit about the MBA. You play basketball?
Sure, I did. I played professionally for Lagos State
Oh
Division One.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let me ask you this. At some point, we had, people like Michael Jordan, dominate the circuit, and then, had, guys like LeBron James take over as, the dominant force in basketball, and then maybe, the late Kobe Bryant, who passed on not too long ago, sadly. And, right now, with the guys, several guys we have on the circuit playing now, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the like. Who would you rate as the next big thing after LeBron?
Wow. That's quite dicey because at
Yeah,
the
I
moment
know.
we have some crop of
Putting you
guys
on
that
the
are
spot
really
now.
doing, yeah, a lot of guys doing stuff, and one of the things I usually tell people is you know Tim Duncan is
Okay.
underrated. That guy is a
Mm,
silent giant, very quiet. You never hear so much about him. He doesn't spend anyhow. In fact, if you see Timmy today, everything Timmy could be putting on might not be up to $100. He's
mm.
that prudent with spending. He's a nice guy, but yet his impact in the NBA is second to none. However, if I'm to look into the future to say, okay, XYZ persons are the next big thing in the NBA. Well, there are some new guys. Jamorant for the Memphis. That guy got into the NBA his first year. He blew everybody out. Blew everybody out. Blew everybody. I mean, he blew everybody out. Then
Wow.
I
Judy,
would
I love the NBA. I love the NBA, and this interview, if if they give both of us a chance, we'll just keep talking about the NBA, all day. But I don't want to interject, but essentially, as much as we love the NBA, this is also about you and your asking employers across the world to you know improve your chances of finding the right job. So maybe we'll just get back to some of the serious stuff. What are your personal and professional ambitions? Or maybe let me just break it down. 5 years from now, professionally, where would Babajide want to be?
yeah, that's a good question. 5 years from now, the thing is, I for one, I love to read a lot. I love to read a lot. I'm a certification junkie. Anything certification, I just jump on it. I love to read a lot, and 5 years from now, I would love to be a force to be reckoned with in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to be a force to be reckoned with in the IT industry, especially in the area of cyber security. Yeah, I want to be a household name. Yeah, everybody's out there to compete, but I am not competing with anybody. I just want to be myself. I want to do my stuff at my pace. Yeah, there are times when you have to tone your energy. I know how and when to do that, but a lot of times people compete, but I am not in for that. I don't join the rat race because if you join the rat race, you get a
Mm-hmm.
cat chase. So I just do my stuff. I stay comfortable and I stay focused.
You join the rat race, you get the cats to chase.
Yeah.
Great, great, great quote. Is that your quote, or did you steal it from somebody? Okay, wonderful, JD. So if I was to, describe, your kind of person, what would you say are your strengths?
Okay, my strengths. I am a faulty giver. Yes, I give to a fault. I give to a
Mm,
fault. I can't bear seeing someone hungry or without a roof. So usually I was raised that way anyway, and it's become a part of me. And I think everybody should be raised that way too, because humanity first before everything or anything. So my strength, I love to look after people. The more reason why I said I love support job. I just want to hear you tell me something. Hey, can you solve this for me? I said, okay, don't worry, let's do this. I'll give you a time, 10, 15 minutes. I'll be ready. If it's not going to be ready, I'll let you know. Excuse me, sir. I think this deadline may not work. Let's push it forward. So my strength, I love people.
weaknesses? You have any weaknesses?
Weaknesses? My weaknesses are a lot of times when I try to hit the deadline. Sometimes those things are out of my circle of influence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially when you have to deal with the ISP guys who give you internet service, and then their service is down, and then everybody comes on you as the IT guy, and then they look up to you, Mr. Man, what's going on? I have deliverables too. So you need to keep talking to people, engage them, let them know what the point is. But sometimes I do what I don't have to do. I have to raise my voice. Sometimes I have to send a stinker email to those guys just so they know somebody is on their hot seat. You guys have to do something about it. So at some point, I fall for that,
So
and
when
it's
when talking about conflict resolution, what would you say your what kind of relationship did you have, with your previous employers and places where you worked? What do people say about Jide if they were to describe, Baba Jide? Who would they say Baba Jide is? The IT,
Okay,
aside from the IT monster.
yeah, they will say Babajide is a fitness guy because every time after close of business, I would change, and then I hit the road. And I've had people come to me like, man, how do you do this stuff? You are self-motivated. Yes, I want to live long. I want to live well. I don't want to look wrinkled at my early age. So I think it's good for me to plan my future. I should start living my future from now. So anything I do right now, I'm living into the future. So that's just me. That's what people
Right,
say
great.
about
So
me.
great, fantastic. So viewers across the world, we are, winding down to the end of the show. But before we go away, it would be nice to ask Jide, and for the benefit of employers who are listening to this interview and are interested in your job seeker profile, tell them, why should they hire Papa Jide Job?
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna blow my trumpet now. So
Go ahead.
Babajide Jobi is the kind of guy you want on your team. I never give up on anybody. I want to see everybody fly. I want to make everybody look good. I don't hoard knowledge. And at some points, when I relate with people, I, as much as possible, share knowledge. If I'm to do a support for you now, I don't just do and leave. I'll tell you, excuse me, sir, this is what you did wrong. Or going forward, when you have issues like this, try X, try Y, try Z. If it doesn't work, then you can get back to me. But before you get back to me, I usually have these templates for like a troubleshooting template that I usually send to my guys. Okay, take a look at this. I think this should solve your problem. So as much as possible, I'm trying to ease myself of some unnecessary pressure. I familiarize with my users, with my stakeholders, with the interested parties. So if you have to call me for anything, then that thing must really be choking. So those are my strengths. I hate downtimes. I hate downtimes. I hate when a service is down and then my users are complaining. It picks me. I don't want to hear it. So it gives me sleepless
Jide.
nights. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Amazing. If I was to, I know if I was to allow you, you blow your trumpet all day, but I think it's a great way to end, the podcast. I've thoroughly enjoyed speaking with you during this podcast, and I want to thank you, Jide. We have come to the end of this interview. Sadly, you have been an awesome, awesome, amazing guest. We will now go ahead and promote this interview to employers both locally and internationally. Unfortunately, guys, we have come to the end of this episode of the Pop Ups Job Podcast. If you are a job seeker and would like to be a guest on this podcast, please message me directly to schedule an interview. My contact details are scrolling right at the bottom of your screen. And if you are a company and would like us to promote, and you would like to promote your products rather and services to our global audience, please do not hesitate to also contact us. I would like to thank our guest once again, Babajide Job, for participating in this jobs seeker interview. I also want to thank you, our viewers, for tuning in and giving us an audience. I also want to thank my producer, who is somewhere in the background, making sure we've had an excellent broadcast. Last but not the least, I want to thank our sponsors for their contributions. So here, just looking forward to having the next podcast and having our next guest on the show. Bye for now, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Bye. Thank you for having me. See ya.
Bye bye, Jide.